Good luck. So we get black for this game, and we've not played before. There's no head-to-head score there. So our opponent, 11,000 games of Rapid. That's someone played a lot of Rapid. We've done 1100, so 10 times less. I'm going to play the Sicilian for this one. Let's be a bit more adventurous instead of playing the Caro. The Caro is what you'll see me play, like, I don't know, 90% of the time. So play Sicilian just for a little bit of variety. Okay, d4, so it's normal just to take here. And I tend to go for this Khan setup. e6 and a6, then knight up, queen up, knight up, bishop up somewhere or other. Get castled. Just got to pay a little bit of attention. Obviously, it's dangerous opening the Sicilian. I'll play knight up now. You can get lines with the knight here and here, and queen up, and you get a nice sacrifice coming in, even though the pawn's there, so it can happen. Can go wrong. But let's play queen there anyway, and if knight up, I'll develop the bishop. It's got to be a little bit careful, because if I trade here, the bishop gets on a annoying diagonal, but maybe I've got e5 to do that now. Takes an e5, but then it invites f4 and queenside castling and nonsense. Like I said, I just play this for a bit of variety. I don't know the theory overly well, so well, he's covered me from jumping there, but I wasn't actually intending to go there. I think if I got knight up now, then there isn't pawn down. So I think we play knight up first, because we want a castle, but we don't want the queen coming here hitting the pawn when the bishop moves. But now I'm able to take and bishop up to protect the knight and castle, and there isn't an immediate threat to the pawn. At least I think that I can do that anyway. Take. Like I say, I'm already getting out of my comfort zone in the Sicilian. I need to study it a bit more. I have studied it in the past, but no, a good 30 years ago or something, a heck of a long time ago. So I think it's fine to take and bishop up, or just bishop up. Just depends if he wants to really attack here. But I could take and e5. Or actually no, I can take e5 or just develop, and if he plays f4 I can pin him, can't I? It's just it could get a little bit wild and crazy. So I'm just going to take and play a bishop up, and if he plays up here I'll then pin the bishop and force it off the board, but without having played e5 first. I expect he'll take back. There's not really anything else there, so I'm just going to develop the bishop. Now, if f4, I'll play probably up and pin the bishop and get it off the board. Then f5, I'll probably play e5. So he's come forward and kicked the knight. Yes, so that's another problem here, isn't it? He's going to play queen down, and I'm in a little bit of bother, aren't I? I can't really play back, I don't think. I have to come across. He's going to play queen down. I might have to push up. He's already going wrong, so I might get really adventurous and just march forward here. It's just because I don't really play this opening, so you're more likely to go wrong. I do have d6 to hit the pawn, I guess. Or maybe bishop here to hit the bishop, but queen down is one of them annoying moves in the Sicilian when you play the e6 line as opposed to the d6 line. So I'll probably have to go here and here. Here. Takes. Oh, he's happy to trade. I didn't expect that. But I don't really want a castle with a bishop here, do I? So I might have to go here and attack the bishop with a view to coming back. I think that might be better. I'm going to go here and attack the bishop there. If the bishop comes off, then I'm happy castling this side. If I can get rid of this bishop, he might step up. Let's just see. Now, knight forward and forward are both covered right now. Because there's only one knight there, you find to take here. There's not a threat to the queen, I don't believe. But if I can get rid of this annoyance, it's less risky to castle. So indeed, he's just ignored it and gone for that. But he attacks the knight. I either take the bishop or I drop back. So if I take, he's going to take here. I'll play a rook across. Then he'll take back here. And we're not really a fan of that, are we? The other idea is to play knight back. And if he plays down, if we take, he takes here. The knight down, are we just plainly in trouble? And if he pushes, we castle. If he pushes again, oh, we could take here and attack. Down, if he pushes, we can take and attack the queen and the bishop. He can just still take, can't he? Yeah, we're in trouble. I don't think I can play this, so can I? So I have to drop back. He seems to know what he's doing, doesn't he? He's only 1400 in blitz. I think he'll find it. Just pawn down. Oh, he's taken. He didn't. Okay. Well, then I can take back. I think h4 might have been very strong there. There was a threat to the pawn, but I don't think it was a thing. It might have been in engine language. It might have been. But I think I would have just lost a piece if I took there. So I was in a lot of trouble. Might still be. But now we've got scope for the rook. Maybe we can play d6 and try and go here. But everything's a bit dicey, isn't it? The whole thing's a bit dicey. So should we just get adventurous and go forward then? If in doubt, try and counter-attack and just leave the king here for the time being. You imagine if I castle, he's only 2 moves up, crashing through. If I leave the rook here, it doesn't do a thing. He could target this, but I'm going to try and do this and this and get my pieces into the game. Prepare queenside castling if needed. If down, I think I can counter, but I might be wrong. He's played knight down, but check, I think I'm happy to take. So I think I just go here and attack the knight. Not interested in taking the pawn. It would just open the file for his rook, so I don't want to do that. But yeah, we'll have a look at this after the game, but I think h4 instead of knight takes might have been a lot of bother there. So he has played knight across to attack. Now I feel like it's really good to take here. Gets rid of my bishop that's not doing a lot and gets rid of his very active knight. So I'm going to take there. Now I've got a natural move in rook up, but I'm not sure it does a lot. I've got a natural move in queen up, or I can maybe try and grab the pawn, but as soon as you take the pawn, it just opens the file for his rooks. But if I'm not going to castle that side, then it's a free pawn. I can take and drop back, and it looks nice, doesn't it? This is already a target for him, but I've got bishop here. So I think I'm going to take, and I'm going to try and drop back. I can still castle in one move if I need to, but if I get bishop on c6, if I do, then it looks solid. It looks solid. Well, mind you, if he gets bishop here, there's a checkmate threat. I've got to be careful. Right now it's covered. But rook across down here, if the bishop was here, that would be a checkmate problem, wouldn't it? That's a big problem then. So what do I do? Queen down was the move I was looking at. And I still think it looks like a good move. Bishop here could be sensible, but I don't need it this move. So I'm going to play queen back. But you can see, as soon as you play openings that you don't know the theory quite so well, it's very easy to get into trouble quickly. Real difficulty. Take here if he takes in towards the centre, then just plant the bishop and then I'm fine. If I can plant the bishop without the queen on the board, it looks promising. But yeah, bishop there and you suddenly see there's a checkmate threat. But we've got a minute. Indeed, he's dropped back. Now that gives us a dangerous threat of playing rook up, threatening to come across and crash through. So that gives us a danger threat. What can he do? If either rook up, we can just simply come across and he's in a lot of trouble, I think. So I don't see anything else to play there. I'm going to give up on castling there, but I can still manually castle. But there's a very, very strong threat on the board now. Maybe he can go f3, but it feels like my king would be safe just tucking it away this side here now. f3 might be the move, might be just the move, and then maybe I can just plant the bishop. So he's come across, but I don't see the actual threat. So if I play rook here now and he plays f3, I might be threatening just to take. But it looks like a move, doesn't it? I don't see the counter threat, but there's an obvious threat from us. So he's played that one, the g pawn, but now I can come in and hopefully force the queen off. And then as long as my rook's not trapped, I should be really pleased with that. If the rook was trapped, I'd be in trouble. But it's got to be good to march forward here. We get a tempo attacking the rook if he trades, which he probably has to do now. And then just bishop back to c6. It solidifies everything. So there's no easy way for him to get through. And then we can probably still tuck the king away, but we've got to get that rook back so it's not trapped. If the rook's trapped, we're in trouble. As long as I can shift the rook and come back, hopefully we're doing well now. It's only a pawn though, isn't it? It's still only one pawn. So he has indeed pushed forward. Now I don't think there's any point going there. We're likely to get trapped, but you have to still look at it because I can go here. But here, f4, and the rook is doomed. So I'm going to just come back here. Okay. Yeah, maybe I should have actually gone here because I want the rook here now. Do I castle? That looks unusual. It looks odd. Do I play d5 and allow him to take and tuck my king behind? That looks odd. It's actually quite difficult to break through. Well, I think it is actually. I've just seen I've got a pawn push, haven't I? I say that, but I've got a pawn push to chip away at the defence. I've got a pawn push. If here I just take... I've lost a lot of my time advantage now, so... I want to try and keep my opponent under time pressure if I can. But yeah, I mustn't play this opening too often. Certainly against the stronger players. I'm in a lot of trouble if I do. A lot of trouble. So we'll take that. Now I could actually just castle now and bring the other rook across. My king feels safe. So I'm going to do it. I'm going to put the king maybe here. Just quickly bring the rook across. I can solidify. I can g5. So he's gone across there. So do I just ignore that? I can obviously go g6 and it's solid. But if I come across and he takes, I take with a check. He can step over, but this is weak, isn't it? So I'll go solid first. He can play a rook down. I can just play a rook across. Okay, well now I go here, double up. And if rook down, I've got bishop up to hit the two rooks. That should be good enough. That should settle the game. Oh, I say that. He's got a check. But he still has to move this rook and we'll win a pawn. So he found the check. So I guess I have to go here. Yeah, my time advantage is all gone. It's all vanished. But I should be able to win a pawn after his rook moves and then come back down to solidify. We've won that second pawn. And then we've got a target here as well. Oh, so he's just played across and he's given up the rook. Oh, that must be a mistake. Okay, now we should be just winning. He can try and come forward, but we're going to collect these pawns. So this should be just good for us now. We can hit this with a check if he comes here and we win the bishop, right? Yeah, the position has just collapsed now. That should be over. It is. Yeah, we need to check the opening on this one because it felt like we were going wrong. Let's pause so we don't accidentally start another game. It's just one of them I play for occasional bits of variety. So 35 moves. So they're the move times for both players. So our opponent must be already analysing this one. So it's, like I say, the opening we want to learn from. I think that h4 move instead of knight takes, and it felt really strong to me. But let's just see. It might or might not be. So we're worse out of the opening up to move 12. White is better. It changes at move 12, 13. And then we're better all level the rest of the game. But you see a bad blunder here. +5 back to level. So we've missed something on move 23. So all these opening moves here, nothing's really been flagged. So these moves are all okay. So he should have played knight takes there instead of castling. So knight takes for us was good. And I should have played the e5 move and not been worried about f4. That was the slight concern. If I play e5, I know we hit the bishop this move, but he can drop back and look to play f4 and target the pawn. But e5 is the correct move, so I need to learn that. I need to remember that. So I shouldn't have gone here. So it's 1.8 for white with that move. So he's kicked our knight, queen down. Yeah, he should have played that immediate queen down. That's the problem with this, the e6 Sicilian instead of d6. This queen move is very strong. I'd probably have to do something like this, and I'm in trouble, I think. But it's only 1.6 on the eval. And with knight here, I should have just taken it. I should have just taken the knight instead of going here. But I was more bothered about this queen move, but it was correct to take instead of knight there. So queen up then was good. Knight back was the correct move. I shouldn't have taken the bishop, so it was correct. And indeed, instead of taking here, he should have played actually knight to e4 instead of taking it. Okay, but that might have allowed us to castle. He should have played knight to e4, and we had to play actually b5 was the correct move and just sit and hold. Check here, we just take, but knight, that's what he should have done. So bishop takes was a blunder. So can we see what happens if he plays h4 here? Was it a move? I've only got 2 lines on here. We can actually just input the move. So what does it change to? So it's still better for our pawn, but the engine's saying what? D6 is the best move, and bishop takes h4 is second best. But I thought if we take here, he's got bishop takes knight. Ah, we take back and the rook guards. That's why it wasn't a problem. That's why I'm just being, again, a little bit careless there. A little bit careless. We're fine to take, and if he takes a knight, we take back and we guard the bishop. So actually, it's not a thing there. So I was just confusing myself. So you should have played knight in here. That was the correct move. It's now back to level, but we have a bad blunder coming up. We're +5 better when we give it away. So here I should have taken on c2 and not worried about opening the file up instead of taking the knight. So that's 2 points I've lost. And now we're just coming up to this queen f3. Oh, there might be a forced sort of checkmate here. I'm 2.8, but I should have played the rook back to this file. There might be a line where you can sack and come in for a forced checkmate. That you'll see that in puzzles if you do that. So queen f3 was a blunder back to level, but there's another one coming up, bishop c6. And it's actually a blunder. Oh, that's why it's a blunder. I just didn't see the rook was hanging. I mean, how careless is that? That's unbelievable, isn't it? That's why that's a blunder, because there's a free rook. That's just really, really bad. That's when you know you're not playing very well, when you miss free rooks. So fair enough, but at least I've managed to convert it then. But no, that is really sloppy beyond sloppy, and it just have a rook hanging and you just don't see it playing quickly. So what was the figures? 82 and 78 on the accuracy, but a bit of a sloppy game there.